and welcome back to Wonderzone, our online at-home holiday club. I hope you all had a great time yesterday. We've got so much more lined up for you today. There's another story, but this time it's from Professor Michael. Something to make, but first it's time for our experiment. Yesterday was all about chemistry and the reaction of a gas. Do you remember the Coke and the Mentos? The ground is still sticky out there. Today, it's all about physics and how the world, or rather how space, works. Hello, it's time for the experiment. I could have gone outside to do this because it might be a little bit messy, but it's actually quite wet out there already today, and I thought I'd stay in the warm. Today's experiment is all about how people believe the solar system that we live in and the heavens were actually made. And then we're going to do a model, which is what they call it in science, of that. So this is another physics thing again today. Yesterday was chemistry. Today is physics, how things move and why they move the way that they do. So what I've got, and I'm going to point my camera downwards, is a large bowl with water in it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl the water round and round and round and round and round until it creates a whirlpool. Okay, now it shouldn't take too long. Now you could have a go at this yourself, but you might want to do it outside. And then while it's swirling, I'm going to drop in, I'm using some ground mixed spice, but you could use maybe a curry powder or something that you can see, something that's not too heavy. So if I drop this in, can you see that it's moving and making its way into the middle? Let me do that again. Okay, can you see all of the bits are moving and they're starting to gather in the middle? Now, what people believe is that when the solar system was made, our biggest thing in our solar system is the sun. So what people believe is that the sun was in the middle and the gravity of it was swirling, we're making all the rest of space swirl round and round and round and round until eventually it slowed down and all of the planets and all of those things all ended up where they are now. So because this has now stopped swirling, I'm going to just point the camera back down and you should see that there's more stuff concentrated in the middle and smaller bits going out towards the outside.
The Bible reading for today is taken from Psalm 8. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory in the heavens. Through the praise of children and infants, you have established a stronghold against your enemies to silence the foe and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is mankind that you are mindful of them? Human beings that you care for them. You have made them a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor. You made them rulers over the works of your hands. You put everything under their feet. All flocks and herds and the animals of the wild, the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea, all that swim the paths of the seas. O Lord our God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
Thanks, Professor Michael. No so much a story today as a poem, really, wasn't it? All about heavens and space. When you're outside after dark, maybe camping or just taking a walk with your parents, do you ever look up and see what's happening in the sky? On a dark, cloudless night, the stars seem so close and more beautiful than you could ever imagine. It is impossible to count how many stars are in the universe, and did you know that the light from a star takes millions of years to reach the Earth? When you look at a night sky and you think how huge it is, maybe you've just thought you're really quite small. And in today's story, we learn that David felt that way too. Our world, the universe, is big and also mysterious. We cannot really begin to understand it, but we must remember that we are also a beautiful creation. We are just some of the many wonderful things in the world, animals and forests and fish and seas and birds in the sky and the stars and the moon. Now I think we'll see what Dr. Abstract is doing in her lab today. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. Oh, hello again. It's me, Dr. Abstract, in my studio. Although Dr. Know-It-All, that's never been a doctor, is he? Professor Know-It-All says it's a lab. Well, it clearly isn't, is it? Because we make art here. That's what we do. Not crafty experiments. We're making art, just like we did yesterday. Look, here's my art from yesterday. I'm terribly proud of it. My explosion picture. I hope yours went well too. Anyway, up here you can see something I've done before, which is all around making planets, because you've been learning about planets today, haven't you? And the solar system and how it all ended up, people think, arranged the way it was, to do with the whirlpool that you watched. Very complicated physics there, wasn't there? Anyway, and then you had that lovely story that Professor Michael did, didn't he? He read it out, all about the heavens. So I thought today we'd have a go ourselves at making some planets. Let's give it a go. I've got some modelling clay here. Look, see? Or if you don't have modelling clay or plasticine, you might have some Play-Doh, or you might make your own Play-Doh, or even you might just have some blue tack or something lying around. You might be able to find something you can use, or real clay or anything at all, just to see how you get on. So the first one I'm going to have a making a go at is the sun. So I've got some yellow, okay? Now I've got 2 packets here. I'm very lucky. You might only have 1 packet, or you might not even have the right colour. You could make your own planet if you wanted to, but I'm going to put 2 lots of yellow together to make my sun. Now he needs to be the biggest because he is the biggest. Ooh, there we go. There's my sun. Now, I'm next going to have a go at, I think I'm going to make us, the Earth. And the Earth is the only one that's blue and green. The only one that's blue and green. And that's because it's the only one with greeny stuff kind of on it. There's another one here that's similar, but it's not quite the same. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I've got green and blue, and I'm just going to roll them together. Perhaps you've got a better idea. Because that's the thing about art. You can do it however you like. Now, he's a bit big, isn't he? So perhaps I'll make him a bit smaller, because he needs to be smaller than the sun. Okay, so there we are. And now I'm going to have a go at the hardest one. I'm going to have a go at Saturn, because Saturn's this one here. It's the one with the rings round the outside. Now I've got a lovely orangey colour here. And I think I'm going to use that for Saturn itself. I always pull this face when I'm using plasticine, look. Okay, it's almost a sphere, isn't it? Almost planet shaped. Now I need to make the ring around the outside. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this reddy colour here. And I'm going to actually just fold it in half, like that. And then roll it out a little bit. Woo! I hope you're having fun doing this too. I am. And I'm actually just going to put it all the way round the outside. And there's my Saturn. Look at that. So I've got a Saturn. I've got an Earth. And there is my Sun. And maybe you could have a go at making them all. I bet you could, because I'm sure you're very, very talented. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hi again. Me, Professor Know-It-All. I hope you've had fun today, and I hope your clay planets go really well. Maybe you could make more than one. Maybe you could have a go at making Saturn and see if you can get the ring to go around the outside. Anyway, have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for more discoveries in the Wonderzone.